It is Wednesday. Let me check the date. September 9th of 2020. And today is my 60th birthday. And I'm sure it'll come up in the conversation today on Guy's Daily Drive. Bam! And yes, it is my birthday today. And here I am going into work. When really, I honestly probably didn't have to. With everyone working from home, I could have just worked from home for the most part. There are things that I can't do from home that, come on over, that I can do from the office or have to do from the office. But all things considered, I probably didn't really have to go in today, and just decided I wanted to keep this as kind of a regular, normal, for what passes for normal these days, day, as compared to big fancy to-dos and all the rest of that. So yeah, 60th birthday. There's all kinds of things, and in years past, I might have celebrated more. I might have done, we may have gone out to dinner. We may have, gone to see a movie. Done something kind of fun, something kind of cool. But that's like nearly impossible to do right now. So I don't think we really have anything planned for today. I don't think I even will be getting the cake today, unless Tracy goes out and gets some of the stuff that's needed to either make a cake or buy a cake or whatever. But honestly, it's not that big of a deal. I would rather wait until the weekend, maybe get together with Guy and Peter, if possible. They have busy work lives and stuff that they need to do, and it doesn't always make it easy to meet up with them. Guy, of course, is down in Richmond, about 2 hours away, depending on traffic, up to 6 hours away, depending on traffic. And Peter is just to the south of us. But staying just to the south of us in this area means nothing when it comes to the amount of time that it can take. You're just going to turn there. You went through all that trouble to get around cars, being right behind someone's ass, just so that you can make a right-hand turn there. I would say that I long for the days. Here I'm getting nostalgic. I longed for the days when people drove with a little sense. But then, if I really think about it, I think back to my childhood and the years when I first started to drive. And people were still pretty much just terrible drivers, which brings me to something I was thinking about that came up on the MyMac Podcast. If you don't listen to that, go on over to mymac.com. You can download it there, or of course, go to the podcatcher of your choice and look up MyMac Podcast with Guy and Gaz, the G-Men. But Gaz had brought up a story about flying cars that a company in Japan, I think it was Toyota, have actually tested, and there's been other instances of this, where someone goes, wow, look, I've created a flying car. And it's usually this monstrosity with like foldable wings that, a great big tail in the back. And frankly, they just look hideous. And, not something that you would spend a lot of time on a regular road with, and not something that you can just get into from your driveway and say, okay, I'm going to go up however far I have to go up to get to the air lanes and drive to work and then land where I have to work and all the rest of that, because those kinds of cars don't exist. You would have to have a car that was capable of a vertical takeoff and landing, and and some of the problems of having like a flying car have been resolved, like being able to get to point A from point B without knowing what roads that you would normally take to get to point A from point B, or the other way around, because you're not on that road, you're flying above them. Well, with GPS, of course, you can basically just go in the direction as the crow would fly. But the big problem with flying cars isn't necessarily the technology. The big problem with flying cars is that people who drive regular cars on the road are idiots. Many of them don't know how to drive, not very well. Many of them do dangerous things like record live casts while driving their cars, and don't necessarily pay a lot of attention to what's going on around them so that they can listen to music or get texts, or even worse, create texts. And I'm not just talking about spoken text, but actually going into your phone's keyboard and typing out a text while driving their car. We can't even get some people to fasten their seatbelts some 30, 40 years after it was mandated by law that you have to wear a seatbelt. Some people still refuse to do so. And we're going to give these people the ability to get into a multi-ton vehicle, fly up into the air, and fly around. Is this a good idea? Is this something that we should be striving for? Is this even remotely something? Big truck. Is this even remotely something that people want? The old joke of, I know it's not the future because there's no flying cars. Well, you get to the point where if we had flying cars, it would be less a way or a conveyance of transportation as a method of population control, because there would be so many people dying. And the problem is, it wouldn't just be the people doing stupid things in their car, their flying car. It wouldn't just be those people dying. It would be the people in flying cars that are paying attention, that are following the rules, that these other idiots hit. Or even worse, people casually walking on the ground and then getting hit either with the car or debris from these cars as they smash into each other at 50 to 500 feet above the ground. There's a reason why it's not easy to become a pilot. It's difficult, and there are a lot of rules and things that you have to learn before you can become a pilot. And we just want to give people flying cars. Not a good idea. I think it's a terrible, terrible idea. The only way something like that would work would be if you took the human element out of it. So you get into a flying car and you tell the car, I want to go to work, I want to go home, I want to go to the grocery store, I want to go to the beach, I want to go to Colorado, or wherever it is that you're wanting to go to. And the car would give you a little dink, and and then a little R2D2 would sound, and your car would lift up, and without you doing anything at all, would begin your journey to wherever the hell it is that you're trying to get to. It's the only way it'll work without massive loss of life and Darwin's theory becoming proven once again. Yeah, happy birthday. So that's going to do it. That's going to do, I think, for today's Guys Daily Drive. Thank you all for joining me today, whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching this after the fact when I've edited it down somewhat. I appreciate the fact that you have come and joined me today. So, how can you get a hold of me? Guy at mymac.com is the email address. MacParrot or VertShark is the Twitter address. VertShark.com is the website to go and find all of the things that I do with audios and videos and sometimes words. Not words often enough, in my opinion. What else? You can help contribute. Oh, you know what? Other podcasts that I do, the MyMac.com podcast with Gaz on most weekends. So look that up in your podcatcher of choice. The Mac to the Future live cast that I do most Wednesday nights. I'm hoping to do one tonight on my birthday. I don't know if that's going to be possible. I know Dave Ginsburg probably won't be able to be there this week. I'm not sure about Warren Sklar yet. And of course, this one right here, Guys Daily Drive. You can find these as well over on YouTube. Just go there and do a search for the keyword VertShark, and they will all pop up right there. Make sure you see me. And let's see, what else? You can help support the things that I do by going to patreon.com/MacParrot, coffee, ko-fi.com/MacParrot, and paypal.me/MacParrot. You can make donations there, and that will help pay for things like StreamYard, my live casting service, the service that I use to host my website, the service that I use to host all my podcasting audio other than the MyMac.com podcast, which is generously hosted by Tim Robertson over there at MyMac.com. But I think that is going to do it. So, if you go to YouTube, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Did you miss it the first time? Like, share, subscribe. All you got to do. That's going to do it. Hope everybody has a great day. And I will see you next time right here on Guys Daily Drive. Happy birthday.